Hi everyone, Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor, and today is Monday, which means you're watching me live on Bowdabra, and we have a lot of cool spring bows to make. So Alex is behind the camera tonight, so as you come in, be sure to say hi to Alex and thank her for recording. We have a lot to make and only a little amount of time. So as you come in, let me know where you're watching from. Here is our large Bowdabra right here. We're going to be starting with that. We do have the mini Bowdabra as well, but truth be told, I don't get much use out of this outside of doing a tutorial or two each Monday because I do a lot of wreath bows, swag bows, larger designs, and the Bowdabra is more appropriate for those size designs. But if you're designing smaller bows on a smaller scale, the mini does a great job, and you can actually work with the mini, for I don't know, I said medium-sized bows max. Occasionally, if it's a thinner ribbon, you can use the mini for a larger bow as well. Okay, so first things first, I got to make sure to share this on Nick's Seasonal Decor. That way we can bring in some people because I know it's the same time every Monday, but if you're anything like me, you're quite forgetful and you forget. Okay, so how was your weekend? Let's see. So here's some of the ribbons. We have some Sam's Club ribbons we're going to be using. Actually, all ribbons tonight will be used from Sam's Club. Sam's Club just released their new collection a couple weeks ago, I saw. I haven't been yet, but I do know they have it. Hey, Andrea. So let's get started with our bow. So we're also going to be designing a spring wreath using just a few florals. So we'll cut a length of our wire. This is Bowdabra wire. This comes on a 100-yard spool here. Hey, Diana. Watching from Loretto, Texas. It's 150 miles south of San Antonio. So we'll take our wire. We'll place it right here. So what I did as a recap is I'm taking my wire, folding it in half, and just placing it right into the slit on the top. So if you can hear me okay and see me okay, hands up. And if you're catching the replay, as always, let me know that you're here, watching at a later point. I thought we would start with a just everyday black and tan ribbon. So we have the solid black there, and then we have this ribbon. I actually just dropped this and I lost the little top for it, which is really funny. Here's the paper, but it's missing the top. So we're going to use both of these.
Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Claire.
Welcome, you guys. How was your weekend? So let's do a funky bow, because I think a funky bow with this ribbon combo will look really nice. So we're just going to pinch, create about a 4 to 5 inch loop, and tail is about 6 to 8 inches long.
Hi, Anita. She's watching from Belgium.
From Belgium. Ooh, some of the best chocolates in the world. I would love to visit Belgium one day.
Hi, Loretta. She says she's watching at work.
Loretta, I don't want to get you in trouble, but thank you for tuning in. We'll come back in with the black now.
Hi, Angela, Debbie, Pamela.
Welcome, you guys. All right. So place those. Look at the length of this tail, right? And then look at the length of that tail. Am I going to care, Al? Nope. That's right. So I'm not a perfectionist when it comes to that. In pretty much every other aspect, I am a perfectionist. But when it comes to bow making, I've said it before, I'll say it again, you'll drive yourself crazy if you're too particular and too perfect with your placements and fluffing and all of that. As long as you do somewhat of a decent approach when it comes to it, you're good to go. Hey, Kathy. So don't forget, Bowdabra is giving away a free roll of scrunchy ribbon. Just for an FYI, in case you are the lucky winner, which will be announced at the end of this video, make sure that you message Bowdabra, and they'll be sending your free roll of ribbon of the color of your choice. So the color selections, I believe, are red, silver, and gold. So that's
Hi,
2.
Rebecca from Alabama says, your work is absolutely amazing, the best I've ever seen. You have inspired me to craft more.
Oh, that is so incredibly sweet. Thank you so much. We appreciate the likes and the shares and all of that good stuff. But more than anything, what I appreciate is when you guys let me know those wonderful, little, what's the word I'm looking for, Alex? I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I appreciate those kind words. Maybe that's what I was looking for. Kind words.
Yeah. Hi, Edna.
Hey, Edna. Okay. So now we're going to come back in. We've done 2. Let's come back in with our third and final one. For spring and summer, even though this is going to be classified as an everyday bow, I prefer less loops as opposed to more. And then as, winter or fall starts approaching, I like to do a few more extra loops. I like them to be a little bit lighter and airier for this time of year.
Joy Joy said she just got her Bowdabra.
Awesome, Joy.
Hi, Sylvia.
Hey, Sylvia. And in case you guys, forget the link, you can always head to nickseasonaldecor.com. Under blogs, we have the links for the supplies we recommend. And, of course, the link will be shared down below, so you can purchase it through our affiliate link. Coming back in with another one. Well, this is going to be 4. I got a little carried away. So 4 of the black, 3 of the black and kind of not white, but like linen colored, right? Isn't that what you'd call it?
Yeah,
off-white.
It's like tan, but I would say it's white.
Like an off-white, like a cream. Then what we're going to do is take our wires. I see we're at almost 200 viewers. Take those wires, pull them through the loop in the middle. And now you're good to go. Sort of. Now you're good to walk away, but the bow's not, secured. So you're going to take those wires, and at the same time as flipping it over, I like to give it a little tighten, and then we'll tie it from behind at least 3 times. 2 is okay, but if you do 3 knots and it still falls apart, that's just on the bow. That's not on you. So take that little extra step to make sure it's really secured. Then, of course, we got to do what, Al? Dovetail. So we'll just take our ribbon tails, fold them in half, and cut from the middle out towards the wired edge at an angle to reveal that beautiful edge. So look at that versus this. It's night and day, you guys.
Welcome, Annette.
Hey, Annette. Nice to see you here. Okay. Now we got to dovetail these lighter ones. I see we hit 200. Thank you, Dory Lynn. So we have a new moderator in the house, which is Dory Lynn. So let's all give her a warm welcome. We are so excited to have you here.
Hi, Marianne.
Hey, Marianne. All right, couple more tails. So Marianne is actually one of our local Wreath members. And she's one of the few crafters we have up in our neck of the woods. And, we love having her. So she actually has an order that's ready. So, she's one of our few guests that come to visit us here. Right, Al?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's dovetail this one. And I think we have one more.
Hi, Anna. Anita says, I love that ribbon.
Right? Isn't that pretty? All from Sam's Club, you guys. As most of you know, we are giving away mystery boxes on my page. And we have tons of Christmas ribbon, but we actually got some spring ribbon last year, I want to say, maybe the year before, probably last year, from Sam's Club. Oh, I forgot one more tail. And it's actually great quality. So I know not every ribbon's great quality, but most of their... Oh, another tail. How many tails did we add to this thing?
Hi, Pat.
Hey, Pat. Nice to see you. Now we can fluff it. Fluffing is the most important step with your bow. You can be working with some of those super expensive designer ribbons or some cheap dollar store ribbon. And to me, they're all the same. It matters mostly in your fluffing. So if you don't sit there and take the time to fluff and spend those extra few minutes, it doesn't matter what kind of ribbon you use.
Hi, Mary.
Hey, Mary. So I typically give everything a good solid fluff afterwards when we submit the photos to Bowdabra. That way we can show you the bows in kind of their full glory, but you get the gist and the idea here. I don't want to take up too much of your time with just fluffing one bow, but it does make a huge difference when you sit there and really pull apart those loops, get any of those creases and kinks out to get those loops perfect. Okay, first bow using 2 ribbons. Lots of you have been asking about 2 ribbon bows, so there you go. That's 2 ribbons using the same width. So this is a 1.5 inch ribbon. Hey, Pat. Pat loves this bow, right? Isn't that pretty? What do you think?
So cute.
Simple. Wouldn't you say this is every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love black and white.
Me too.
Very
Basic, simple, clean. So now we're going to come back in with some spring ribbon. So here's a 2.5 inch ribbon. Let's do a bow with this. So Brenda's checked 2 Sam's Club. She hasn't seen any yet. So just keep an eye out. You can call your store, but honestly, there's no use in doing that because they never have any idea what we're talking about. Remember, Al? We'd call and they'd be like, we don't have ribbons. And you're like, okay, well, can you check the back? So let's come back in with this.
Debbie says beautiful as always.
Thank you, Debbie. So for this bow, I want to do 2 different bows for this. This is a very pretty ribbon. So we'll cut a length of tails. We'll actually cut 2 lengths of tails.
Hi, Marshall.
Hey, Marshall. Lots of Wreath community members in the house tonight. I'll be seeing you all very shortly as we gear up for 8 p.m. live. So 2 tails. We'll use 1 for this project, so we can just take that 1 now. I like to cut my tails really long, and the reason for that is, you know, from a business standpoint, the longer your tails, the larger the design looks, and you're not using that much more product. So that's just a quick little tip for you all. So should we do traditional, or should we do that button loop bow first? We're going to do both anyway.
Do the button.
Do the button?
Loop, yeah.
All right, so we're going to take our ribbon. See how we have that overhang here? You always want about 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch of that overhang in case when you go to fluff your bow, you know, you don't want it to slip out. So never put it right on the verge. Always leave yourself a little bit of wiggle room. So I like to rotate my Bowdabra. I know each designer is different. I know Sandy, you know, the creator of Bowdabra, uses it very differently from me. And I think that's the beauty of every tool. I mean, I can't tell you guys, over the years, this is how I use my scissors, by the way. I'm left-handed. I could easily just flip it and use it like this. But I feel like whenever I grab them, I always grab them like that. And I get a lot of, you know, remarks about that. But hey, if something works for you, no need to fix it if it's doing the job. So that's 1 loop on either side. Let's come back in with 2 more.
Carla says, great tip for the longer tails.
Yes, it always makes designs look much more stately. That's 2. We'll do 3 on each side. There's our second there. And our third here. And this type of bow, you want it to be a little bit more similar, you know, a little bit more thought into it, but I still don't measure. So even if you're upwards of 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch off, you're still going to be able to fluff it and make it look nice. So don't let that bother you either. I know lots of designers sit there and measure them out. I can't be that kind of designer, you know. I really can't. I don't have the time, and I don't think it's, you know, realistic, because even if you measure something exactly, you know, it ultimately comes down to your eyes. If it doesn't look right to your eye, it doesn't matter what the measurements are. So now we're coming back in with 2 loops that are about 3.5 inches towards the middle. And once you do that, it's time for your final loop. And your final loop is going to be your button loop. And I see we have almost 250 viewers. Thank you all for tuning in. So our final loop is our button loop. You don't have to actually twist it. You can just snip it off and place it right inside. So again, leave yourself a little bit of that wiggle room, 1/2 inch. Now take your wires, pull them through. Hey, Barbara from northwest of San Antonio. Yes, so we are going to hopefully, probably next summer, or maybe the summer after, depending on the rate we're going, do a little cross-country road trip where we get to meet a lot of you. And a lot of you guys are actually in the San Antonio area, and we would love to go. So let us know where you're from. So let's tie off our bow. Again, 3 knots to make sure we're good to go. Over 252 of you now. Thank you, guys. Pull your long tails down. And there is your bow. Sort of. Now what we got to do is fluff it. So fluffing it really brings it to the next level. And I know I say that a lot, but it makes a huge difference, you guys.
Hi, Valerie.
Hey, Valerie. Nice to see you. So fluff each loop, pull it apart, give everything a good tug. How's that looking? Isn't that pretty?
Yeah, I love the colors.
So it's got pink, it's got yellow, and it's got a lime green. And I think that's the perfect combo. What do you think, you guys? Show some hearts if you think that turned out pretty. And that's the button loop, and that just hides your wire right in the middle. Okay, so like I said, I want to do 2 bows using that ribbon. So we're going to come back in with another length of our wire.
We have Michelle and Terry from Ohio who say hello.
Hey, you guys. Hey, Lori, another member who is local to us. So we have 2 of our very few local pickups here, right? So we'll take that wire, place it in the middle.
Hi, Kathleen from Delaware.
Hey, Kathleen. So take another length of your tails, and this is going to show you guys the same ribbon in a different light. So this bow technique is going to be traditional. This technique has been around for a very long time, and it's always a hit. You know, different styles, funky bows and all of that is good, but if you want to go back to your basics, this is the bow for you. So we're going to take that wire, or take that ribbon, place it in, repeat that process like we did with those loops on the other bow, but in this case, you want them all to be pretty much the same size. So in this case, we're doing about 5.5, 6-inch loops on either side, and we'll probably do about 4 or 5 on each side too to make something decently full.
Debbie says she loves the the colors. Sammy says it looks gorgeous. We have Anna from Kentucky says pretty bow.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, this is a pretty color combo. This is spring to me, right?
Yeah.
It looks like spring. So that's 2.
Michelle says, just left my Sam's, no ribbon yet. I needed to get gas for her car.
Yeah, and they give you a discount, right? We have a Sam's membership. And funny story, you guys. We used to have a Sam's that was only 15 minutes from the house. And I went one day with Dad to get ribbon, and our membership was expiring in the next week or so. And she's like, do you want to renew it? And I was like, yeah, you know what? Might as well renew it. And then the very next day, the doors were shut. Employees try to show up to the Sam's Club. The doors were shut and they closed. So they didn't tell any employees. They didn't tell anybody. And I renewed my membership, and the closest one for me has got to be like an hour away now. So it goes to show you guys, right?
Tess says, what a pretty bow for the spring. Pink, yellow, and green. I never would have thought they would go together, but they do.
Yes, they look really nice together. So I'll snip this off. Hi, Diane. Hey, Laura.
Hi, Judy.
Place your final tail in. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you did 5 on one side, 4 on the other, or 3 on one side, 4 on the other, it would still look beautiful. So don't get too caught up on exactly how many loops I've done. And it really depends on the ribbon. If it's a bulkier, thicker ribbon, it may take less, or you might not be able to fit it all in. And if it's a thinner ribbon, you could probably do double the amount. So we'll tie it from behind now.
Marianne says she can't hear me too well. Let's see if I put it closer. I get scared putting it too close, then I think everyone can hear me.
Yeah, we're heavy breathers, so we don't want you guys to listen to us breathe.
Hi, Cynthia.
Hi, Cynthia. Nice to see you. And there's your traditional bow, which again, we always take pictures and fluff them out a little bit better than what we do live.
Marilyn said,
What'd she say?
I was reading two at the same time. Marilyn said that she ordered Sam's Club online.
Ooh, I didn't know they did that.
Ribbon online.
So there is that bow, which looks great to me. What do you guys think?
You can't hear me.
Make sure it's in all the way. How about now, you guys? Can you hear it better?
Hi, Cynthia.
Hi,
Maybe
Cynthia.
I'll just yell a little bit.
All right, so how are we doing on time? We have 12 minutes left. Let's do one more larger bow, and then we'll switch over to our mini and make our wreath. So we'll cut a length of wire, like so. We'll place it in the middle of the Bowdabra.
Donna says, love that ribbon and that bow.
Yeah, it is a pretty ribbon. So we're going to use this one, and this one was a really popular ribbon. Everybody loved it last year, just a yellow polka dot ribbon. So for this bow, I want to do a funky bow, because I think this ribbon's going to look perfect with that. So we're going to make loops about 3.5, 4 inches, maybe a little bit bigger, with tails about 6 to 8 inches, and cut. So the way these bows are made is you just do a bunch of these. They look like awareness ribbons to me, and once you work one in, I'll show you guys what to do with the next one, but it's all that repetition. So if you ask me what the easiest bow to make is, I'll probably end up saying the funky bow, just because you don't have to put much thought into it at all. You know, traditional bows, you want them to be similar, but this bow doesn't matter. And you can use all of your leftover ribbons for this as well. So we have our loop on this side and our tails on this side. Now we're going to mirror image that and flip it over and do the opposite.
Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Elaine.
Teresa says, yes, love the yellow polka dots.
Yeah, it is a very pretty ribbon. Coming back in.
Cynthia says she also bought the yellow polka dot from you.
Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Yeah, we have this in 1.5 though, not 2.5. I love the 2.5.
So we didn't send a text, Rebecca, for this live right now.
Yeah, so we have a lot of things to do tonight, so we're not going to send more than one text a day. But, you know, we may be sending text eventually. So right now we're not going to plug the number in these videos, but, you know, we might just end up doing it for Bowdabra in the future. So stay tuned for that. There's constantly things that are changing and evolving, and we have so many exciting things to share with you all and ideas that we're practicing behind the scenes using this device. But I've always been the type of person to make sure that everything's right before I put things out there, or at least I try to make sure everything's right. So let's come back in with this one. That's going to be our final loop. So yes, you can also be joining the Bowdabra fan gallery to share pictures of your designs and, you know, share ideas and find ideas. So make sure to join the Bowdabra fan gallery. And then we also have the Nick's Seasonal Decor crafting community. Both groups are pretty similar. So if you're looking for more inspiration, definitely join both of those groups.
Cheryl asked if it's a yellow satin ribbon.
So it is a satin, but it's a wired satin. So it's got that beautiful kind of glossy look to it.
Yeah, you can kind of see it when it hits the light.
Yeah, can you guys see that shine?
Sheer shimmer.
So let's dovetail this. And I think that's the perfect texture for polka dot ribbons. What do you think?
Hi, Andrea. Yes.
Hey, Andrea. Nice to see you. Jacqueline loves her Bowdabra. Dovetail. We got 4 more to do. That one.
Pat says yellow is one of my favorite colors.
Right? So I love yellow for spring, and I think it's because of the forsythia. We have tons of forsythia growing around us in the spring, which is obviously not blooming with the 2 feet of snow outside, but which is funny too. Lots of you guys were asking how much snow we got, and it's hard to gauge because it was so light and fluffy this time around, but I'd say about 16 to 18, and then where we're at here probably got some inches more than that. We always seem to get a little bit more snow or inclement weather, you know, just 20 miles north of us at our warehouse here in New Hampshire than we do back home, which is just so crazy to me. Mother Nature is wild, and how the weather can be drastically different just a short distance away.
Hi, Patty.
Hey, Patty. All right, so let's dovetail, which we did. Now let's fluff,
Loretta says this would be beautiful in a lemon wreath.
Ooh, it would be very pretty with lemons and like a lime green foliage.
Teresa asked, have you made a snowman yet?
A snowman? No. Outside, wreaths, we've made tons of snowmen this year. That was like the thing to do. But outside, we've never been the outdoorsy type for winter.
We're not snow people.
We're not snow people. And for those of you that are, you probably don't have to live near it. I've never heard somebody grow up with the snow and, you know, love it. So that's that bow. What do you guys think of that? Isn't that pretty? Donna's favorite are funky bows. Yeah, they're so beautiful, and they're so easy to do, you guys. Above anything, if something's difficult, you know, I try to avoid it because it's kind of a nuisance, but, you know, bow making shouldn't be hard. And if it is hard, just know that it's temporary. You know, I don't want you guys to say, yeah, you can say that. You make bows all the time. But that's the reason I can make bows, right, Al? Mm-hmm. Practice, 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 practice really does wonders and will help you grow with your bow making. So now we have this 1.5 inch, and I think for today's wreath, what I think would be pretty is to use a traditional bow technique with this gingham. So we'll just cut 2 lengths of tails. We're going to be attaching these to our 14-inch grapevines, which currently we have a promo at nicksseasonaldecor.com. Those are $4.75. And these are what we use all the time here on Bowdabra. It's my favorite size because it's just so practical. You can use it anywhere. So we'll do a traditional bow with less loops than we did with the other one.
And this looks a little red on camera, but it is more of a hot pink than it is a red.
Yeah, it's a very bright pink.
Showing a little bit darker, but definitely a little bit more pink. And we also have a lot of people getting some snow on Wednesday. I think I saw it was in Michigan.
Oh my gosh.
15 inches.
Yeah, they're used to that kind of weather though. Michigan and Minnesota, you guys get a lot of snow over there. So let's come back in. So we're going to be using this mini for a full-size bow for a 14-inch grapevine. So it goes to show you don't need the large one to make bigger bows, but it is easier to use it when creating larger designs. And you have more flexibility with how big you really want to create. So that's 3 loops. That's 3 loops. Let's come back in with one final loop.
Janice says she just got the mini bow maker but hasn't had time to use it yet.
Awesome. Well, give it a shot, Janet. I'm sure you will be very pleased. Take those wires, bring them to the middle, pull it through.
Chicago's going to get a lot of snow too.
The Windy City. We were in Chicago a few months ago.
And it was very cold.
And we'll be in Chicago in a few months as well.
Hopefully it will not be as cold.
I think it'll be warmed up in June, right? For those of you from Illinois, will it warm up?
Being from New England, I feel like if we have to travel anywhere with our winter jackets, I don't want to go at the moment. Because it's always cold here.
Oh, Yeah, it's always cold here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take that wire. We brought it around the back of the bow. Now we're going to tie that wire to the front of the bow. Nice and easy. Make sure to do those 3 knots to keep it from sliding around and pull tight. Then you can just snip off those wires.
Looks like we have our winner tonight.
Ooh, who's our lucky winner?
Our winner, oops, here we are, Norma Flores.
Norma.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Norma Flores. You just won yourself a free roll of ribbon. So make sure that you send Bowdabra a message, and they will be happy to send you your free roll. Just keep in mind, for those of you guys, each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are live here on Bowdabra, and there's always a roll to be given away. So now we're going to work in these dogwood sprays that we got in. So we have these with an item number of MTF 23220. It's a dogwood and salvia bush, which is perfect for spring. So let's work in a few of these. You can keep them intact. What we're going to do is just break them into smaller pieces. Yes, congratulations, Norma. Snip them off. So if you didn't win or you haven't won yet, there's still time. We've had plenty of winners each week that have said they've never won a thing in their lives. So the best thing to win is free ribbon. First money, then free ribbon. Let's work in some of these. And it doesn't take a whole lot. You know, you can make these wreaths for less than 10, 15 bucks. And most of the time you have the materials on hand. You know, you don't have to be using the exact flowers we're using. You can be using whatever flowers and ribbon you have.
Terry Lynn says, I just watched one of your videos yesterday to make a bow for a package.
Awesome, Terry Lynn. Thank you for watching.
And Barb asked, do you need special scissors for cutting wired ribbons?
Nope, just regular scissors will do. You just want to make sure they're sharp. So the wires on the ribbon will dull the scissors over time, but by the time that happens, it's just going to be normal and wear and tear like a regular pair of scissors would. So you don't need specialty scissors. I mean, I have Fiskars, and I have tons of Fiskars scissors, but the ones we're using tonight are just cheap ones from either Lowe's or Harbor Freight.
So, Patty, this ribbon is more of a dark pink.
Yes, it's a pink. Is it not pulling up pink on camera?
No, it looks really red from my end.
Really?
But yeah, so it is more of like a, I'm trying to hold it closer, maybe that helps a little bit. It's more of like, someone said fuchsia before?
Like a fuchsia, yeah, hot pink fuchsia.
Like fuchsia.
It's not a red by any means, and in person it doesn't look like red, because when you see red gingham, when you see red gingham, you guys, you know it's red gingham because it looks like a picnic table. This does not look like a picnic table. So these colors have always been hard to pull up on camera. It's always been a little bit challenging to photograph to get that true color, but in person it's a beautiful springy pink. Okay, so that's 2 sprays worth.
Danae says, dogwood flowers are one of my favorites.
Yeah, they're amazing. And I think, after fluffing that out, I think 2 sprays is enough. And those sprays are like $4. So 4, 8, plus the grapevine, and then a yard of ribbon. 50-yard spools from Sam's Club, $7. Hard to go wrong there. So let's do a little recap. We made this dogwood and salvia wreath right here. Very simple, very cute. Makes great gifts for friends and family and teachers, of course. We made this extra large 2.5-inch traditional bow. We made this bow with multiple loops with the button in the middle. Then we made the black and white. And then, lastly, we made the yellow polka dot, which is really pretty as well. So let me know down below which of those bows is your favorite. I think if I had to choose, I love the yellow ribbon. I love the black and white, but I think I love the wreath just for its simplicity. This is very pretty too. Don't get me wrong, very pretty ribbon. So let me know down below. I want to thank Sandy for having me as a guest on Bowdabra. You guys can find me on Bowdabra each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Welcome to Dory in the comments section. She is, rocking the comments and helping us out. So I'm Nick Kretikos of Nick's Seasonal Decor. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you all next Monday. Bye, everyone.
Good night, everyone.